Hi everybody, Chris here, and today we're going to be reviewing the new Drake albums. Yes, these are Drake's first official solo releases since the whole Drake and Kendrick beef, since the lawsuit that Drake tried to do against UMG and Kendrick Lamar, where Drake just took L after fucking L. Um, yeah, but we're gonna be reviewing these kind of worst to best. So like the worst one's gonna get reviewed first, and then the last one will be the best one. And we're gonna get that started with reviewing Iceman. Yes, the record that happened to get all the hype was the worst one. For a multitude of reasons, mainly because of the fact that this record is mainly about Drake calling out everyone who switched up on him. But at a certain point, it just gets very tedious and boring. Actually, it kind of does on like immediately. This album does have its. Oh, I'm not gonna say its moments. It's moment. It just has its moment, which is the first three songs on the record, where I think "Make Them Cry" is an okay opener. I do like the lyrical content of like Drake and like dealing with his dad who has cancer and stuff like that. But I don't like the way the song moves. Like it's all right. Dust starts off very fucking weird. The girls from Atlanta call me Santa, and I actually sing it better than Drake does. That's really awkward. But the second half, where it's like go blow off the dust off your plaques, that refrain goes fucking hard, and like the rest of the song, it does go pretty hard. I will be honest. But then we have my favorite song on the album, "Whisper My Name," which is it features a great beat switch at the end. It is a very cohesive song, and it's just a very chilly psychedelic banger. Can't really say too much else besides that. But the rest of the album is just filled with so many boring, useless, and just straight up horrible tracks. And also, some of the worst features you would hear all year, like, for example, 21 Savage on Be on the Table. It sounds like 21 Savage doesn't even want to fucking be here. It sounds like he was held hostage just to be on this record. Like, Drake pointed a gun at his hand and was like, if you don't fucking do this feature. Like, bro, he sounds so bored here. He sounds like he doesn't want to be here. Don't stop having this man over here if he doesn't want to be here, bro. What are you doing? And then don't get me started with Ran to Atlanta with that horrible, terrible Molly Santana feature, which it might go down as the worst feature of 2026, honestly. Not only do we have that, but how the fuck is Future even on here? How? He literally featured Kendrick on the song that started the whole beef to begin with, the one that embarrassed you, the one that you're still bitching about on this album. By that logic, Future switched up on you. It makes no sense. And one thing that always strikes me about this record too is there's a few more political lines on here, like a line about Palestine with DJ Khaled, and then one also about ICE. But honestly, when your fan base is filled with like right-winged individuals and you don't really say nothing about it, I don't think you have the right to be making lines like this. I really don't. I mean, first off, you have DJ Academics who uses the word woke improperly and doesn't know where the origin came from, which is just very fucking him to do. So like, are you really in the right position to say shit like that? Not only that, Aiden Ross was like literally a fucking Zionist. Not only that, the guy sucks Andrew Tate's asshole. So like, these really people that you should be aligning with if you're gonna say lines like this. Come on now. Now, speaking of which, so we're gonna talk about bad bars real quick. Why the fuck is there an Aiden Ross shout out on here? We should not be shouting out that absolute piece of shit. If we're gonna speak about racism, have we seen the blatant racism he gives Doechii? That shit's not hard to find. Like if you're gonna be preaching this, especially with the line on Janice Shut the Fuck Up, where you talk about white kids listening to Kendrick Lamar because they feel guilt, but then you have Aiden Ross over here being racist to a black woman. What the fuck does it make you look like? It makes you look like a hypocrite. So like, why are we doing this? Also, this is kind of not as like hypocritically terrible, but the fucking ironic because the Iceman was a nice man. I'm cold. What the fuck? This is just like, I know we've heard this joke before, but like this is like Drake without the ghostwriters. What the fuck is going on? And the funny thing is, I've seen people predict that Drake would say something like this, and I didn't believe it. I refused to believe it, but I guess it happened. But just this album is just filled with so many bad and boring songs to the point where I don't even want to go into detail about all of them because first off, they're all boring and forgettable, and this is literally almost every song on the album besides like like fucking the first three songs, and even then, like "Whisper My Name" is probably like the only amazing, or not amazing, but like good song on here. That and Dust, I'll say Dust is okay to good. But besides that, everything here is forgettable and boring. Like in a very bad way. I am feeling a strong 1 to a light 2 on this. Like, what the fuck? This is just straight copium. All right, next up, big improvement. We have Habibti. Um, and then Habibti starts off with this like rusty intro. That's the intro track. The vocals on here are just bad. They're bad. The instrumental is very clunky. I really don't like this song at all. It moves very weird. And I'll be honest with you, most of this record, well, it's not as offensively bad as Iceman. It's just forgettable. It's forgettable. It's not terrible. It's forgettable. Maybe it could be a little boring, but it's not terrible. Actually, this album is very boring. But I like High Five. I think it's a very catchy and smooth, fun song. Her Not There is very boring though, because like the Sexy Red feature, it's not the fun Sexy Red like on her debut. It's like the boring Sexy Red on the new record. That song could put me to sleep, honestly. White Bone has a nice wall of synths that I would never have expected from a Drake record. And also, FORTWORTH sounds like how I wish some sexy songs would have sounded like. But besides that, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't have too much to say about Habibti. It's very slow and it's very boring in my opinion, besides these three tracks. But it's not offensively bad. There's something on here that like pisses me off on the way that Iceman does. So I feel like I can give this like a strong 4, light 5. Yeah. And next we have, I think, the best record of the three, Maid of Honor. And the reason why I think this is my favorite is because it's actually kind of fun. Like, it's not as serious as the last two. It's actually pretty fun. Like the opener, Ho Phase, has some great electronic and dance beats all over this thing. Drake actually does very well with the singing, the great groove, and strong vocals on this thing that are absolutely fucking killer. And I could say the same thing about the next track, Road Trips. Very similar thoughts, but I also love these scattering synths at the 47-second mark of Road Trips. What? I'm loving the first two songs. I will admit that the momentum slows down after this with outside tweaking with these. It's very slow. Like it slows down the momentum, and I find the song pretty boring. The feature doesn't do anything for me. But after that, we have Cheetah Print, which I will say this: I find it very fun, and I'm not explaining myself. And if you want to bitch about it, I don't care. And we found the first like major stinker on here. Which one? Which, by the way, I do not like Central C. So like that kind of already told me. But what the fuck is Drake doing on this verse with this weird ass accent? Like, ugh, I don't like it. I don't like Drake's delivery on this song at all. And then the same thing could be said about the next track after this. Like both of these songs have Drake doing these bad deliveries. Please like never do this again. I mean, like, it's not as bad as the worst songs off of Iceman, and honestly, I like this record a lot more than Iceman, but... Oh, yeah. True Bestie is an absolute banger and a half. Like, absolute banger and a half. I love the beat on Stuck with these, like, soft synths and these, like, great kick rhythms. Goose and the Juice is fun, but Drake's vocals are so all over, like, over the top that they don't need to be in, like, a kind of bad way. It's not a terrible song, but, yeah. And on Princess, I love the staticky, like, beat on here. And honestly, I wish, Nevermind was as enjoyable as this record with, like, the dance direction. Like, if Drake did, honestly, Nevermind like he did here, I would not have absolutely hated the record. Because I hate, honestly, Nevermind. But honestly, I'm feeling like a light 6 on Maid of Honor. Like, the best songs are pretty, actually, kind of great. But the worst songs here aren't pretty bad. And then, like, most of the songs in between are between mid and kind of good. So I will say that. Yeah. That's me reviewing all 3 of the Drake records. There you go. Ah.